if you don't want Ronaldo to show up in a game, then don't taunt him, right? Don't just ignore him. If you ignore him, you know he might. But even if he's not in the game, and then you start throwing tantrums at him, then Ronaldo is going to show up.
Show up, true.
Football Banter.
Hey guys, welcome back to Football Banter. And like you already know, I'm sure it's a mantra right now. No football without banter. And we're super excited to be back here on the show from, pigging back off where we left in the last episode, talking about the Nations League semi-final. And so far, it has been exactly like we've been spot on with most of our analyses. And we're going to be opening the floor with the match between Germany and
Portugal.
Portugal. And of course, you know what I'm talking about. CR7, the greatest of all time. Of course, what do you expect?
You will soon hit 1,000 goals.
Exactly. What do you expect?
You just have about 30-something
to go. Yeah, So what do you expect? Okay, and it was a beautiful game to watch, and you could see the game lived up to its billing. And once again, it shows Ronaldo is still the greatest. Even though he hasn't played in Europe in quite a while, you could see that he makes good. He's good for football. He's good business for football, and he still remains the greatest. So I don't know what you think. You have your own preference, but right here, in my opinion, and from what we saw,
and you say to me, he's the greatest.
You can't tell me what I want to say.
It's to you now.
No, you cannot tell me to say it to me.
You cannot force it to everyone.
I know force you to say
when the microphone comes to you, you can have your own say. Okay. But right now, Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest. Coming from this microphone, Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest. Whether they press your neck or not.
As far as coming from the microphone, he's not pressing. He's not pressing anybody.
No, but I don't think we should even go that lane, because there can be 7 greatest, there can be 10 greatest, there can be 1 million greatest.
Exactly.
So I don't know why when someone says Cristiano Ronaldo is the greatest, or Lionel Messi is the greatest, or whoever is the greatest, you feel choked. My only problem I have here is that Ronaldo is the only person that is getting towards 1,000 goals. They said Pelé scored 1,200 goals.
And this guy,
there. Nobody be there. We don't even know how it take happen. Guinness Book of Record, the talk say he show evidence no day. We no get them. But this one I want to see on live how somebody will attend 1,000 goals
and
yet
they on that.
We should be happy.
Come on,
we should be happy to have such a person.
No, a lot of people.
It was
fantastic to see a 40-year-old man with his age and everything. It just shows us that time does not define his moment. So he will still try to do it, and he will do it. So that was what happened.
And then that game,
I saw in that same game, I saw Ronaldo sprinting. I was like, man, Baba never odo. Baba still sprint like this. So
that goal, it shows his relevance to the national team of Portugal. And then the fact that they didn't play so well, because that game came.
No, it was the way the coach.
It was supposed to be a 1-1 draw and probably to take them to penalties, but then
that's why
with the brilliance of Ronaldo, he now scored that.
It was right there on the spot
to qualify them to the finals.
No, but if you look at this game, this Portuguese game, there's one small boy called Conceição, the guy who scored the first goal.
Yeah. God. His dad scored, I think, a hat-trick against Germany the last time that Portugal beat Germany. And then the boy came and put Portugal back into the game.
And there's something we need to understand in football. In football, I always tell people, it's just all about how you seize your moment, how you use your moment. Because you all have your time, you all have your own actions, you all have your own opportunities. It all depends on how you define your opportunities. If you define it negatively, boom, it goes negatively to you. You define it positively, boom, it goes positively to you. But if you look at on the other, if you look at the German national team, you look at someone like Kimmich, the captain. I think that guy is a die-hearted person.
Yeah,
he has Germany at heart. He plays with everything he's got. Unlike when we get there, we'll know what to say about that. Unlike the other game that was played. So I think Germany, Portugal, everybody underrated Portugal.
Yeah.
Germany was going to beat Portugal, but like I said, it takes the brilliance of a committed team to achieve results. If you can have players, having players doesn't mean you have a team.
Of course.
But having that commitment means you have a team.
Yeah,
And we saw Portugal 1 goal down, and there was no panic. There was no panic, and that's it. They had their moment and they used it. So
And the fact that Germany are the host of the Nations League, so that tells a whole lot that Germany had every advantage to win the game.
yeah,
but
and also, you see, based on what coach said, the commitment. I saw a lot of fight from the Portugal players that I've not seen for a very long time, and you see. Players like Joao Felix and
Mendes.
Players like Joao Felix and this other guy,
Rafael.
Leao, that were not available. Like
They were
it
on the
made
bench.
Portugal,
Rafael was on the bench.
yeah, they didn't play. It saw the way the team were they played like a team.
And even
with those
even,
players
even
and also Nuno Mendes,
Yeah.
Bruno Fernandes, João Neves, and Vitinha. When Vitinha
Yeah,
came in,
Vitinha.
you saw the way he changed the game. So
But
the way Nuno Mendes,
Vitinha
is just exceptional. See that guy, ba.
He runs as if he's
That
not
guy,
running.
that guy,
He moves as if he's not moving.
that guy.
You call that those kind of people slow poison.
I won't
for
be
that guy.
surprised if Madrid start open talks with his camp.
No,
because
But it's not going to be easy to learn from PSG.
Yeah, that's
right
another
now.
thing.
Because
We've opened
right now
talk-
the team is built around him in PSG.
We've
PSG,
opened
yeah.
talk. We've opened talks
but
with him,
when
but
Madrid
it's
wants something,
difficult.
they can get
Nah,
it.
PSG.
See what they did to
No,
Mbappe
no, no,
now.
no,
You know,
no,
PSG
no.
have started attaining heights
Divine-
now. They have won the
Divine-
Champions
Divine,
League
talking
with him
about-
in the squad, so it's not going to be
talking
easy.
about Ronaldo, I think I was going through fact on the internet, and I discovered that he has not scored in a game against Germany for a very long time. So that goal was
Special.
like a very special goal because the fact that he's breaking a chains.
Yeah, and you know
against
you know
Germany.
the fascinating thing about I observed is I think if you don't want Ronaldo to show up in a game, then don't taunt him, right? Don't just ignore him. If you ignore him, he might. But even if he's not in the game and then you start throwing tantrums at him, then Ronaldo is going to show up.
Show up, true.
And that's what happened in that game.
Yeah, and also let's not forget the fact that Germany had a very injury hit team this time around. So not that they don't have players; they have players that are okay to do the job, capable to do the job. But
When you say injury hit, who were the guys
some
out?
leaders, no Musiala, no Rudiger, no a lot of other players. I've forgotten their names. Also in the midfield too. So and let's not forget, they are still trying. A lot of players left
Have
the
left.
squad,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
retired
true.
and stuff.
So they're still trying to
So they're trying to rebuild. So,
Where's Cruz from?
But they have the players
Cruz from?
from Johnny. He
Germany,
retired. He
yeah.
retired after the Euros.
Yeah,
So
but if you're talking about that as well, you need to also look at the Portuguese team. They have gradually, stylishly also rebuilt the team.
yeah,
Yeah, even with the exit of some of their top players.
yeah.
They have
See, Divine, even
But-
with the exit of those top players, the Portuguese team have a whole lot of talent.
That are
young talent that are coming that can
It's
that can
not even.
replace.
It's not.
that can
Will I even call
replace
them
the old
coming
ones.
again? They are talents that are already ruling Europe already.
Yes, and
That
they
are
are
there.
replacing the old ones
I don't
without
know.
any.
I think it was only Pepe that retired from the team after the Euros, and they already have players that are there that are trying already in the defense. Like you see these Gonzalo Ignacio boys, this is exceptional. Ruben Diaz showed us that
Yeah.
still have a little bit
Yeah.
with him in his leadership and stuff at the back. But it can't take away the fact that Portugal were a fantastic team over Germany. And Germany had players that could also play the game.
Okay, so now we have Portugal in the final. So moving on to the game, the cracker, the one with the 9-goal thriller, Spain against France. I think I expected the French team to take cue from the way PSG approached games, but unfortunately, it seemed they didn't actually learn anything. Rather, it was Spain who showed up in the game very early.
First of all, I'd like to congratulate Coach because
Coach got his
Coach
prediction
prediction
right.
Was
spot
spot
on. Like Coach, that's why his name is Coach. That's why he's Coach. People that are asking, is this one a coach? How is this man a coach? You don't see why he be Coach. You see, Coach don't see this thing. We they look we know understand.
You want to expect that with the stars or with the history around the French national team and with antecedents of what they have done You get what they have done and the kind of quality they have
Right now.
Not looking at the fact that a lot of the players who conquered Europe this season are in the French national team. So you expect that energy to translate. And they are not all doing badly. Even other players that play in other parts of Europe, they are, they've got top players. So you expect a fight. You expect a game. You expect them to prove why they are the defending champions. But I think they couldn't do that against the Lamine Yamal. Because that guy was actually the difference.
Yeah, he was
5'4", Lamine Yamal was the difference.
He was.
No, but we are talking about Lamine Yamal. I told you people that the Spanish team, there's no way you beat a team whereby you have Mr. Nico by the left and you have Mr. Yamal by the right.
And the midfield.
And then the midfield is choked with all spices on planet Earth.
Even Merino got it.
You got it.
Even a defender, this guy that is
Hoisin?
linked to
the chillest guy, the chillest footballer on it. Yeah, but you see, coach was right. When it comes to being a team right now,
the Spanish
side
and I'm
good.
afraid this is a Spanish trophy. I'm afraid. As much as I love Portugal and of course I love Cristiano Ronaldo, but man, when you watch the Spaniards play, you just feel like, man, there's nothing stopping these guys.
Because
True.
if you look at their team, they have different quality of players that they can bring it to play a different type of game entirely.
Exactly.
Like they are so complete. They're a complete side with good players, a complete team, with good tactics,
and they understand themselves.
They are just
amazing.
Like the Bolagis in that team, they plenty.
The reason why the French national team cannot be different from, or should I say, the same with the PSG team is because now you cannot compare the two kind of style their coach play. For the Spanish national team, I think majority of their players come from either Barcelona or Real Madrid.
No, it's not like that.
No. This was
they
different.
Have a lot of players from Bilbao,
even in the EPL,
Villarreal, the EPL, Barcelona.
But majority of their players
right now.
Majority of their players comes from
majority of the players in the Spanish national team right now come from the backs teams. That is Sociedad, Bilbao, then Barcelona,
all in La Liga, right?
Remaining.
All in La Liga. How about the Spanish team? Sorry, the French team.
A lot of them are playing in France.
No, not a lot.
It's not.
Most of them play in France. Most of them play in France.
The quarter of the French team.
Most of them play in France. Except Malo Gusto.
Rabiot plays in France. Dembele plays in France.
Mbappe
plays in France.
Barcola,
Rabiot. Yes, they only
plays in
AC Milan.
AC Milan.
Yeah, these are the few. Keeper Mbappe.
Madrid.
Konate and
even Lucas, that's Theo's brother.
So if you still look at it, I don't think that actually makes a difference. So I don't, because they also
it's just simple. Spain have different quality of players playing in one position. Like if you look now, for center midfield, you have a Fabian Ruiz and you have a Merino. Both players, center midfielders, but with different qualities. You understand? You have Pedri, who can play center midfield, attacking midfield. People like Baena also, like Pedri, but they are different. Baena is more output, and also Gavi. By all those kind of guys are players that can run, go anywhere. Pedri is one that can stay, dictate, know when to make his run and stuff like that. You see Dani Olmo, a tight space merchant, he's a midfielder. You understand? Different kind of midfielder. They have that sauce. They can do anything at any time. The coach can just look at his bench and throw in anybody and they will change the game.
And I think currently, the truth is that the Spanish national team, both male and female, are the greatest currently in the world.
Yeah. They really
no matter where they go, whether they play any competition they play right now, they'll put on a fight.
We also have to recognize the fact that the French national team came from behind, but it was already too late for them.
Yeah, it was too late,
and that's why
they've got quality.
That's why I said if they had given maybe an additional 10 minutes, I think that match would have gotten to a draw. Because they started mounting pressure, and the Spanish side could not contain it. I know history has always been history between Spain and France, before 2010 when the Spaniard won the World Cup. Spain has always been the wife of the French national team. All of a sudden, things change. We should also understand. Yes, we should also. Before 2010.
Okay.
2010, before 2010, when they won the World Cup, France has always
Eliminated.
been the problem of Spain. Each time they meet, France will eliminate them. Each time they get on a group stage, France will beat them. So I think it's payback time. The dynamics is shifting, and the French national team should understand the reality. And to me, like I always say, there's no need keeping, no matter how good the coach is, there's no need keeping the coach for too long. Didier Deschamps has been in the French team for a long while now. I think it's high time he leaves that team for someone to come with a different philosophy to pick up and then see how he can groom things and make things right for them.
Yeah, I agree with you
because like we all know, it's not good. That's not his father's house.
Yeah.
And considering
that's true.
And considering the talents the French national team has, they are not achieving as much as they should be conquering the world. They should be conquering the world.
Yeah, like you see the player like Manu Kone.
Yeah.
Look at the way that guy balled in that game. Like, the guy was controlling the midfield. He was checky. That guy, Man City one side that boy for 30 million. Hey God.
Because at the end of it, Didier Deschamps has been for some years now without winning anything away from his World Cup triumph and his World Cup final. Had he lost against Argentina. He's not doing well. He's not doing well. Like, people will say he has won the World Cup with the team and that and that. I get time before no be property. I always tell people. So you must always keep improving. And once you feel like, just like Zidane did after winning his
treble, triplet.
He said, I beg, I don't want football again. My own non-correct. You understand? Make a go rest. You understand?
Now wisdom now.
So you
know one go through dry spell.
No, the thing is, what coach try to say is know when to leave.
Yeah, know when to leave. I understand.
Quit things before things quit you.
Yes. But has this coach achieved anything with the French national team?
He has won the World Cup.
Okay,
they have won two World Cup finals.
Yes.
No, they have not won the Euros. They have won the Nations. They have won the Nations League.
Nations League, not the Euros.
Because I know the last Euros, it was this Spain that eliminated France.
And he's losing the dressing room because being there for too long, you lose the dressing room. So, because you become so familiar with the players that the players will become your children, or they become, they'll look like father or grandfather, and then you'll be unable, just like what is happening with Ancelotti. That's what happened with Ancelotti. And again, the same thing is still happening with Ancelotti in Brazil. They play against Ecuador and they drew 0-0. No, Brazil is now seated fourth on the league table on the World Cup qualifying list. So
but he just starting.
He's trying to.
No. What I'm saying is, I don't know. No, the government job where you go say each day where you go retire. You understand? But at least some of these coaches, they need to sit back and understand themselves. And
coach,
you cannot be the head coach. You can be a sporting director. There are a whole lot of posts you can. You can be a technical advisor. You can be this. You can be that. You can be even the PA to the CEO or the chairman or whatever of the club. You understand? You must not be in action, like being the head coach, being there in the pitch, giving instructions.
But he needs the job.
Behind.
He needs the job.
Coach, this comes with passion. This comes with passion. If I'm passionate about coaching, you don't expect me to.
And besides,
you're not living the circle.
No, coach.
I get.
And besides, the duration it takes to play each tournament. So maybe you didn't succeed in this tournament. You eventually note your mistake and be like, I think I'm going to exactly. I think I'm going to improve on this. And then the next time you have the opportunity to go into that competition is maybe 2 years or 3 years, and it looks like, you've been on the job forever. So these things have its spec.
It's true that he is meant to have achieved more with the French national team, but there's one thing, they have been at the top. They have always if it's not the semi-final, they'll be knocked out in the final and things like that. So
they've always been competitive.
So
no doubt.
He has done.
He's not saying he's a bad coach. But
so if he leaves now,
but I agree with coach when he says that. If it's time to leave.
But if he leaves now, who do you think should replace him?
There are many people out there. We don't, in coaching, we don't say who is going to replace, because they can even bring one Momus man somewhere there, he comes and do well. We've seen that. And what I'm saying again is that Getting to the semi-final of a tournament is not the end of it. Getting to the final and not winning the final is still the same. It's just like you and somebody who was there in the group stage, and then Arsenal has been there for how many years? 5 years, no trophy. And they're talking about what the same thing I'm saying, because if we have to back him up, we will also have to back Arteta up. Because it's the same thing.
Okay, now I see what you're trying to do there.
So the
but
final,
all the same,
the final,
Spain, Portugal are in the final. So we're gonna give this a last, a last shot.
The old good and the young good come.
as a baby goat. Baby goat. The old good
and the young good come.
So Wheezy, who do you think is going to?
I'll give it to her. I'll give it to the Spanish national team because they've proven themselves. I know that Ronaldo wants to put on a show, but it's not just Ronaldo. If you check the Spanish national team, everybody can put on a show, but in the Portuguese team,
no, the Portuguese team. Okay, not everybody.
Not everybody.
But you have a lot of players.
Yes, they have. But can you turn up when it matters?
That it's factor, right? If you look at the Portuguese team, everybody's talented, everybody's good, but how many players have got that it factor like Cristiano Ronaldo?
That's a problem.
That can really decide a game. But if you look at the Spanish national team, you have a young Yamal. He has the it factor. Nico Williams has the it factor.
Pedri.
You can pick up some other players that got the it factor.
Oyazabal. We're forgetting about Oyazabal.
Okay, it's good.
That guy is a bowler.
So you need to look at, this is what you look at and now decide, okay, how would this really turn out? Then Portugal has to be a really, really solid team and dogged to actually edge out the Spaniards.
I'll give it to the Spanish national team.
Because otherwise, as much as I love Portugal and love Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know. For now, I don't see how they are going to get past the Spanish national team.
No. Football is round.
I agree.
Football
That's why I said for now.
Let me come in. You know, this game, we look, see, not too much. There's no resemblance in any two games. Two games does not resemble themselves.
But what I'm saying is Yamal's games resemble themselves.
What I'm saying is, yes, Spain has everything that it takes to win this Nations League. You understand, but we should be careful with Portugal.
Of course.
We're
not ruling them out, but
pointing out some
the game is not going to be. The game is not going to be a walk in the park.
Well, of course,
Coach, you see, the game is not going to be a walk in the park. Yes,
but
like you said, it's going to be a mouth-watering game. You see, Portugal and Spain have a very strong midfield at the moment, and it's whoever wins the midfield battle in that game that we have a very good game. But with saying that, I will tip Spain. Apart from the fact that I'm supporting them, I will tip them again because you see this boy Lamine Yamal. You see, this boy know they use IC big stage. You know they use IC big match. That laminator. Once he don't see big game, he go post for a status.
He shows up, man.
Man, you know just go post for a story.
and you know the funny thing about Lamine Yamal. Lamine Yamal creates opportunities for everybody.
For everybody.
So that's why I said at the moment I don't see it.
But it will be fun to see how it's going to fare against Nuno Mendes.
Exactly. And also it's going to be fun to see how the Portuguese team fares against the Spanish team.
It's
a match to look forward to. And so guys, let us know what you think in the comment section. Who do you think is going to actually pull it through? Portugal or Spain? Ronaldo the greatest or the upcoming greats? Lamine Yamal. Okay, so let us know what you think because we're looking forward to it with so much enthusiasm. Is going to be, packed with action and thriller. Let us know. And if you're still not subscribed, what are you waiting for? And by the way, the giveaways, the giveaway is on, and you stand a chance to be among the 2 people who will be going home with 20,000 naira each, or the 3 people who will be going home with 10,000 naira, or the 10 people who will be going home with 5,000 naira. What are you waiting for? If you have not subscribed, subscribe, smash the like button, drop some comments there so that you give yourself a chance. We want to see your engagement, and come on, don't try to patronize us. We like the energy you bring. Just keep giving us the energy, and we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, football banter continues. Ciao, ciao.